If Trump defies the judges, this will happen. Let me break it down to you because he just tried to defy the judges. Judge Zennis was about to come out with contempt of court. Guess what he did? He brought Garcia back. No, notice Aurelio Garcia came back for two reasons. One, he got in trouble that Wednesday. He had that bad boy back by Friday. Ooh, what a surprise. I thought he couldn't get him back by Friday. I'll explain in deeper things if you want. I'm going to talk about if you want to join my Diamond membership over on YouTube, or you can get in my Clarity group. I really get into it there. The difference being is that the Clarity group's a little deeper. Here's the thing. Here's the breakdown. I'm going to give you a breakdown on the surface, and that way you can get an idea of what I'm talking about here. Really, the whole goal of this is to understand what actually happened. What happened? What happened was this. He knew he was going to get in contempt and his people were going to fall. He wasn't going to fall, but his people were going to fall. Meaning everybody involved in sending him back, whether it was immigrations, customs, ICE, whoever, they're about to go down. When you get hit with contempt of court, you get hit. You get hit. And with a 9-90 record he currently has with the courts, you don't want to mess around with that. He's got a 9-10 chance of actually having his people go under and go down. So I know his people are begging him like, Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President. Behind the scenes, they can look strong in front, but they're strong. I told you guys months ago that Garcia was coming back. As soon as I saw the White House say, Garcia is never coming back. Remember that? Ha, ha, ha. Here's the funny part about this, too. When you watch what's really going on with him in these courts, you realize that he really does fear the court. Remember, real gangsters don't show up in court. They just do what they gonna do. They worried about the way the judicial branch plays out because understand this. This is the reminder I give to liberals while they're freaking out and panicking. Understand this. We are a decentralized government that is backed by the Constitution. So decentralized meaning three different branches, the legislative, executive, and judicial branch, and we're backed by the U.S. Constitution. So when he puts stuff into law, like the stupid stuff he got coming through that big, beautiful BS bill, when that goes through, it's going to get knocked down by the judicial branch all day long. I'm the only one on the left saying this consistently other than the lawyers. I'm trying to tell you, this is going to get knocked the freak down. So no matter what comes through, watered out, because, the Senate ain't feeling it right now, it's going to get watered down. It's going to get kicked to the side. It's going to get stomped. And what I want all of you to stop panicking about is what this man does and what this man says. I'm trying to tell you the straight up truth here. The reality here that he's facing is that contempt of court is still staring at him through Boasberg. Yeah, Zennis at this point, I'm going to watch and see what she still says, but Boasberg is still with the Alien Enemies Act. Do you know that? Google James Boasberg. This guy is no joke. This is the one they wanted to impeach, but they can't. This is the one they tried to talk about. They're going to defund the federal courts. They ain't doing nothing with Boasberg. Do you know who this man is? This man has top secret security clearance. He was chosen by the Chief Justice Roberts. He is no joke. This guy is gangster, and he ain't playing. He's the judge that you go before. If you go before this judge, you're in trouble because this judge is the one that judges the terrorist of terrorism acts, okay? Acts of domestic terrorism. For instance, a perfect example probably would be the guy who was out of Minnesota who unalived the lawmaker and her spouse. That's the type of guy that will go before Boasberg. People from other countries like Iran spies who came in and tried to take out Trump. You know what I mean? All of the major terrorist groups. This is who this judge reigns over, okay? This is no joke. They're coming for him. There's still chances there's another 4, even if you take away Zennis, of potential contempt of courts that he's in trouble with. So when I'm looking at this and I'm telling people, listen, if he defies the judge, this could happen. Here's what could happen. Contempt of court means this: subpoenas, warrants. That means they get people. But Darren Bondi, I've been hearing this for 6 months, y'all. Darren Bondi is over the marshals and blah, blah. Understand this. First of all, you notice the judges are getting their own security? Yeah, they're getting this weird, creepy stuff happen where people are sending them and their family members pizzas. I guess not an official threat, but kind of like, oh, we can get at you. But that ain't the way to do it. See, they just did. Basically, they're covering themselves because they're going to hit them with some major stuff. It's, it's coming, y'all. It is coming. It is coming. It is coming. And when it does show up, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. And here's the thing I'm telling people with a smile on my face as I say it. Here's the thing I'm telling people. It's not only going to get ugly, but at the same time, they're going to have their own security. They're going to be protected. And here's where it's going to get really interesting. Peek into what I'm saying here. Here's where it's going to get really interesting. When they do finally execute some contempt of court, the top people on the list are Stephen Miller, Tom Homan, Kristi Noem. And the real top people, other than that, will be ICE agents, custom agents, immigration people, U.S. State Department, Homeland Security. These motherfuckers are in trouble. When I say these people, I'm talking about people who don't have big names. They're going to go in trouble. They're going to be like, I'm just following orders. And judge is going to be like, Bushi. They're going to come for them. So what we're playing here is a game, a marathon game. It is an ugly game, but it's a marathon game. And the marathon game runs like this. We're going to play this out. They're going to dot the I's, cross the T's. So whatever they get hit with, the appeals won't go anywhere. That's why this man is 90. The appeals won't go anywhere. He knows he can't be touched, but he knows he can F up all of his team. He knows it. He knows it. He won't get hit, just like the first term. Do you know there are attorneys in jail messing around with jump from the first term? It's like, really? And that whole insurrection BS and that. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all right now, this is some bull. This is some bull. And what's going to happen is if he defies the judges, trust me, they're coming for him. And if he wasn't afraid of them, why you get Garcia back so quick? Oh, there's one other reason. I know you probably figured this out, but I'll say it. Epstein case, Elon bringing up Epstein scared the hell out of them. That's why J.D. Vance got in the middle and started working. Watch J.D. Vance like a hawk. You will hear me say that almost in every video because that's the motherfucker you got to watch real clearly because he is a slick character. And what I'm saying to you is this. He's not going to defy the judges. He just wants you to think he is. Just like he's not winning, he just wants you to think he is. 990 is not winning, right? But they're not talking about that. They're too busy talking about this man, $400 million plane and Alcatraz and him dressed as the Pope. And here's the latest woo-woo. Whatever they can do that's the latest woo-woo and throw you off instead of thinking, wow, we've had 5 million people get together across 2,000 events across the nation in the last 48, 36 hours. We've had people who have shown up deep for each other and protested, from billionaires to regular people. Alice Walton, the richest woman in the country, put ads out all over the nation against this guy for No King's Day. They are fighting. It ain't billionaires supporting him. Bull. Mark Cuban, Bill Gates, the founder of LinkedIn, Warren Buffett. These are people who are popular, who are billionaires who don't like them. It ain't just Oprah and some other, big names, Tyler Perry. No. It's a lot of, we got about 1,000 billionaires of the 3,000 in this country, in the world. And there's a lot, dare I say many, if not most, don't like this guy. Regardless, they could be deep conservatives and they don't like this guy. Real conservatives don't like this guy. They feel like MAGA has kidnapped their whole group, and it has. But it's only got a 3-year shelf life. And Elon came out with some real good stabs in that back and forth social media feud. Hey, he's only here for 3 years. I'm here for 30. What you talking? Hey, I will finance the Democrats. Hey, I will, whether you will or not, just the power behind those words. Words are power. We are in, and you will hear me say this again and again, in a war of narrative. We're dealing with narrative, real deep narrative. And you better recognize really quickly what the narrative is. Let's make you think I'm in power and let's manipulate you away from the real stuff. So if I get you looking at the silly shit that I'm up to, Again, Alcatraz and $400 million planes, I can get you looking at that silly stuff. That way you'll ignore the big, beautiful BS bill of $880 billion we're trying to cut out from kids, seniors, and veterans, and that would cause thousands of people to die. And then we can sneak in that second bill that Mike Johnson is hinting around. They got a second bill they're trying to bring in because that first bill ain't going to work. So if I can get you and project that to you, that's more important. That's what I want you to understand. If you understand that clearly, you don't stress. You ain't stressing because you focusing on strategy, like I teach in my clarity group, which is the deepest group I have about politics ever. The second deepest group is going to be my YouTube group. I'm going to have some great stuff on YouTube. Definitely join my diamond package and get it. It's worth it. Seriously, less than the cost of a small pizza. It's worth it. It's worth it. The idea is you at least get some help and some clarity. I have to code a lot of stuff because it's YouTube, but I can get some real interesting, deep conversations that publicly they don't really let me do too much. All of that said, hey, listen, I'm keeping it clear with you. You do not have to stress about this man defying the judges. What you really got to look at is the key things behind the scenes. That's what you look for.